Be on the lookout.
I'll watch.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. All right, so that's palliative care, all right? Genomics, y'all should know. Where's my bio people? Where's my bio people? Well, who said they was in biomedicine? Caleb, what is genomics? Because I have no idea what that is.
The study of the genome.
The stuff, what is that?
Genes.
The one we wear? No, I'm just messing with you. The study of the genes, okay? You're gonna learn a lot about it in patho, okay? But we are involved with that. You're gonna see people are, that's why people are like all into that, what's that, 21 thingy, what's that is? To find out what?
23andMe?
Huh?
20, is it?
Yeah,
23andMe?
23andMe, that's one where you try to find out where your ancestors came from and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's becoming more and more popular these days. People are finding out, oh, I do have white people in my family. Oh, I am 5% black or 50%. I am 100% black and I got this stuff, you know, yeah. So they're finding out more and more. It's becoming more and more popular. All right, there's a shift to population-based care and an increasing in complexity of care. Now let me stop it right here, pause right here. Yes, with the you would think with the advancement of technology that people would be less sick. I've been saying that. But what you're finding is people are living longer with the disease. Okay, that's what and so as a result, the care is become more and more complicated. That's what you're finding more and more. So you're finding people admitted more to ICU or critical care units more frequently than before. Okay. I don't even want to talk about the cost of healthcare. It's like, what's the point of insurance at this point, right? But it is getting more and more expensive. And then, of course, now there is an impact on policy, health policy, and regulation. We, as a nursing profession, we need to do better. Speaking to myself too. Okay, we are not giving a voice to health policy and we're making change, but we do have a voice that we should be giving. Also, we're involved in the different disciplines. I already talked about that. The nursing shortage. Me and Professor Johnson, we talk about this a lot in other instructors. We don't believe there's a nursing shortage because there's a whole lot of y'all being graduated and stuff, but it's still a real thing, okay? Where nursing shortage, and it exists even more so in other parts of the world, such as the third world countries, what they call third world countries. Like, for example, I did my research, my dissertation in Haiti in 2018. At that point, one nurse was responsible. The ratio from nurse to patient ratio was 1 to 1,000. Here in the United States at that time, it was 1 to, I want to say about 1 to 50, between 50 and 100, the ratio in terms of globally speaking. So there is still, and that was 2018. Now, I imagine in certain public areas, it's probably even more, but hopefully in the United States that have declined a little bit, but it's still, the shortage still exists, okay? I don't know if it's ever going to be resolved, but it still exists. And then of course, there's advanced nursing science. Where's my researcher at? Somebody said there was going to be a nursery. Yes, we need you. We need you a lot, okay? In research so we can make the nursing profession much better. Now, this is a thing, there is early signs of fatigue in nursing. You have compassion fatigue, nursing burnout, and you also have secondary traumatic stress. For example, compassion fatigue, we all understand. That's from you taking care of patients, being so emotionally involved with the patient care that it affects you, and you keep doing that over an extended period of time, it wears you out. Burnout, that happens just in being in the profession point blank, okay? And it also happens based on what unit you are working in, okay? Some units is more chill. I don't know which unit it is, but it's not as stressful than others. Like you can imagine, ER is very stressful, very high paced. ICU, very high paced, okay? You gotta be on your toes. I hope you're ready. It was you that wanted to be an ICU nurse, right? Not you. Who wanted to be an ICU? My bad. You see, I kind of look alike. Okay, sorry. You wanted to. I hope you're ready, okay? But being on your toes so often for 12 and sometimes even 13 hours, your shift could be 14 hours instead of 12 or even longer, depending on what you're dealing with, it can lead to burnout. And then secondary traumatic stress, that could be for a lot of reasons. We just recently learned, I don't know if you remember about the story about the nurse who got hit by the man who just came into ER and then kind of beat her up badly. Okay. Yeah, in Palm Beach. So those things do exist. Okay. So secondary traumatic stress can happen a lot. Okay. Boom. Let's take a break. Okay. All right, we back. Where's my Chapter 4, health of the individual, the family, and the community. Remember I told you the patient is not just the person who is lying in that clinical bed, okay? It's everybody else who's involved in the patient's care. Now, you see this right here? This right here? This right here? Don't play with me. Mr. Maslow. I know somebody said they was from psychology somewhere. Who is Mr. Maslow? Which one of you was from the psych background? You see, all of a sudden, y'all was sure now when I said, why y'all want to be a nurse? I came from this background, that background. Soon as I said, okay, where's the psych? Yeah, because y'all never called on y'all. Okay. I know it was from somewhere over here. Who's Mr. Maslow? Rebecca.
He created the Maslow hierarchy of needs.
Tell me about the Maslow hierarchy of needs.
It's like a patient's needs, like what we need to do and provide for them.
You're so close, but I'm gonna pay you anyway. I'm gonna pay you anyway. Don't lose this. Who else I owed $1 to? I owed you $1. Who else I owed $1 to? I owe you $1? Oh, you so honest, because I would have been like, yeah, owe me $2. That's so honest. Glad I owed you $1 because you answered a lot of questions. Who else? Caleb, did I owe you $1? Oh, y'all so honest? Because I'm not honest. Mr. Maslow is the psychologist where we incorporate his theory when we're providing quality patient care. Maslow's human hierarchy of basic needs, basically in a nutshell. You know that little triangle? Let me skip to this triangle. Is where we meet the most basic needs first. And then we try to meet the other needs. That is why the most basic need is physiologic. What does that mean, physiologic? Gladys, go ahead.
The functioning of the body.
The functioning of the body. Yes, how the body function and operate. When it comes to physiologic needs, Tiernan. Sorry, I'm gonna get about week 16, I promise. Give me some basic human physiologic needs. Examples.
Oxygen.
There's a reason why I gave you $1 for that one. I don't know why I'm tempted to call you Abby, and I know your name's not Abby though. Aubrey. Sorry, damn it. Sorry, I'm getting Aubrey. What's another basic human physiologic need?
Water.
Christina? What's another basic human physiologic need? Caleb? Give me another one.
Food.
She said that.
Sorry.
Give me another one. You should know. You're human. It's a need that No matter how rich or poor you are, no matter where you live in this world, no matter what you got going on in life,
Clothes.
it has to be. Well, you can live without clothes. Who said that? Rebecca? No, you? Damn, I already know, but no. What can't you live without? Okay,
Sleep?
physiologically speaking.
Sleep?
Sleep? Who said sleep?
She did.
Ah! Look at Angela trying to get paid today. Come on, Caleb. What can't you live without? I'm trying to pay you. You see, I don't usually get money. You don't want the money? Damn, what you trying to say? You don't want my money? What you trying to say? My money not good, bro? No? Let me stop. Michaela?
Like homeostasis, like body temperature, right? Because you can't be alive if you don't have.
You're right, but it's not on the list. But I know what you're talking about, but it's not on the list.
That's okay.
Okay. But your homeostasis, all of this has to be met for homeostasis. The body's always fighting to live. Okay? What else?
Reproduction.
You can live without reproduction, but you're close according to Maslow in one area. Let me see, what else?
Shelter?
Nope, you can live without shelter. Rebecca's sister,
Physical activity?
Serena?
Yes.
Okay. Physical activity? Nope, you can live without physical activity. Huh? Community? You can live without community. You can't live fluid, so you gotta defecate, you gotta excrete, urinate, because if you gotta go, right? Especially when you have diarrhea, okay? Oxygen, food, water. I don't know if it's because he's a man, but Maslow also says sex. I don't know. But he also say that, okay? But definitely food, water, oxygen is the most basic one, okay? And the reason I'm stressing this is because when you're answering a lot of these in-class questions, you're gonna need my man, Mr. Maslow, okay? So in other words, the house is burning down, your concern is not, well, let me rephrase it. Which one is more important? The patient who's in pain or the patient who can't breathe?
The patient can't breathe.
The patient who can't breathe, because the patient who's in pain can still live. Correct, Amundo? Who's going to die first? Right? The patient who cannot breathe. Which one is more unstable? The patient who has renal disease or the patient who has they're sad because their house burned down?
Renal disease.
Okay, because you know that's a basic human physiologic need. So this you're gonna need Mr. Maslow pyramid to address priority issues. Okay, to prioritize, to know which patient to deal with first, to know which activity to do first. Does that make sense? So that you know how to prioritize your care in general. Once all these basic needs are met, the patient ain't got problems airway, the patient doesn't have a problem with breathing, the patient doesn't have a problem with circulation, the patient doesn't have a problem with excretion, defecation or urination, the patient doesn't have a problem with, what else I said, food, okay? Once all of those physiologic needs are met, then you can they're satisfied, then you can move on to safety and security. Safety and security is like your housing, okay? Once I can breathe, now I'm gonna worry about the house. Okay, I'm gonna worry about being safe. Does that make sense? Okay? Now, once this need is met, now I can worry about being in a community, or having love, being in a relationship, so it hence loving and belonging. Okay? Now, once the issues of love and belonging is met, then I can go ahead and try to meet the need of self-esteem. How I feel about myself. How do I view myself? Okay? What pride do I take in myself, etc. Then once that basic need is met, now I can go into what's called self-actualization. where I feel complete and whole. My goal in this world was to travel the world and make sure my kids are okay, etc. Okay, blah, 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 all right? I was able to go bungee jumping and da-da-da, okay? That is usually met when you're up in age, okay? You'll usually see like elder patients or in this clinical setting that y'all gonna go to in a couple of weeks. You're gonna hear a lot of these people talking about, oh, I did this, I did that, or whatnot. Now, if self-actualization is not met, okay, even though all of these are met, you'll see the patient complaining about not fulfilling certain aspects in life, they feel depressed, etc., okay? Now, does everyone understand Maslow's hierarchy of human needs? It's focused on meeting the basic human needs first, and then satisfying the next level. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is what?
Satisfying the basic human needs first, and then.
Because I need to know y'all alive. I'm gonna go right there in the hallway and I'm gonna ask the question and you're gonna scream the answer to me in one uniform chorus. Comprende? Maslow's hierarchy of needs is what?
Satisfying the basic needs.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs is what?
Satisfying the basic needs first.
I can't hear you.
Satisfying the basic needs first.
So the president can hear you.
Satisfying the basic needs first.
Period. Will that give me problems when that test question or questions come up in the upcoming exam? You hear me? Because I will give you the look. Tim, you got it? What is it, Maslow's?
Satisfying basic needs.
Caleb, what's the basic human needs besides food?
Sex.
There, Caleb, that's all you got from all of this? There, Caleb. Wow. Okay, this is basically what I was talking about. Oh, you are right. Temperature. My bad. Who said? Sorry. Oh, you're $1.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. We already said all of this. Okay. Being protected, safe, da 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 da. I said all of this. Blah blah blah. Now, family. You must know, family comes in many different or various shapes and form. Okay. For testing purposes, you should know all the different formats of the family structure. Now, family is any group of individuals who live together, whether they're related by blood or not, okay? But they're related or they depend on each other, like it says, for physical, emotional, and financial support. Family is not simply brother, mother, sister, father. Okay, get that out your head right now, if that's what you think it is. Is anybody who supports me emotionally, financially, and what else it says? Physically. Now, the different family dynamics. You must know them. Nuclear family. The nuclear family is the traditional family that you see, mom, dad, and children. Okay? That's the nuclear. They like the nucleus. I don't know why they call it nuclear family, but nuclear, aka traditional family. Okay? Then you have the extended family, which includes aunts, uncles, and grandparents, cousins, etc. Okay? They just coming in to live in the house to do what they gotta do. Blended family is when you see two parents who have children from other relationships, and then they come in and they live together. All right. So the children is not related. They come from unrelated relationships. Okay. And then another thing that is most often seen, okay, of course, is the single parent family, which may be as a result of separation, divorce, never married, or widowed. Let me ask y'all something. What did I not call on yet? Of all the families listed here, which family would you say is most likely at risk for, let's say, health issues? Of all those families listed there.
Maybe single parent.
I'll believe you more than $1, but what? Oh wait. Why?
They have the least amount of help.
I would give it $2, but see me after class. Did y'all hear that? Who's most likely at risk?
Single parent family.
Single parent family, the least amount of help. They don't have, now, single parent family does not mean they are coming, that's a family with, there's least amount of love and support. Or let's just say emotional support. That's not what it means, okay? But physically, if it's just mom or if it's just dad, because there's single parents is just dad or the other, then, and it's just them and the child or the children, and they don't have, especially if they have limited access to external support, of course it's going to be hard for them to make sure they meet the basic human needs, which includes food, water, shelter, etc. Okay, food, water, and then the others, human needs of shelter. Go to work, make sure the child has their education, and then they have to go on top of that deal with health issues. It's going to be hard for that single parent. Does that make sense? Okay, that single parent may be working 2 jobs, 3 jobs sometimes. Okay, making it more difficult for them. So that's why they're most likely at risk. Okay, because that's the one that has the least amount of support. And when you look at it, everybody else got somebody with them, in addition to the children. Does that make sense? Okay? So, you got the family functions, you know, they help with the economics, they help with reproduction, of course, because, you know, they're making babies, of course. They help with affective. Affective is your emotional response to certain situation, and how you deal. Coping is how you're dealing with that situation. And of course, socialization, all right? That's what the family structure is all about. Helping you socialize, like because of this family dynamic that I'm in, or as an example, you know, we go to school, we go to work, we go to church, we go to different functions, etc. Okay, that's part of socialization, all right? All right. Now, understand the different stages of family it includes typically the couples, mom, dad, or, you know, 2 parents, with the family and the children. Now, that's the first stage. It usually starts off like that. The parents, and then the children. And then after that, the children starts to grow up, okay? You start seeing the children becoming adolescents and young adults. And then now the family has grown to having middle-aged adults, and then the parents get older with their older age children. That's the stages. In other words, you're seeing everybody grow from little babies to older people. Okay. Now, when the family is altered, okay, or risk factors for altered family health, we mentioned one, lifestyle risk factors. You have the psychosocial impact, the environmental risk factors, developmental and biologic risk factors. When it comes to lifestyle, how can lifestyle affect family health? Lifestyle. Which lifestyle risk factors affect family health?
Diet.
Okay, diet.
Say poverty.
Say it again.
Poverty.
Poverty. Well, okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Me?
Yes.
Stress.
Huh?
Stress.
I thought you said dress. I was about to say dress. Stress, okay.
I was gonna say like smoking in the house.
Oh, that's a very good one.
That's what I was
Okay.
gonna say.
That's no, you wasn't.
I was.
No, you wasn't. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. So the lifestyles. When it comes to lifestyles, specifically, how's the person living? What activities is being done within the home that can affect health? Smoking is a very good one. Okay. While it's not illegal to smoke, but if you're smoking around a child, right? What is the child most likely at risk for developing? Disease-wise or health condition-wise? Asthma. Huh?
Eventually CPD.
CPD? What the heck is that?
COPD, I'm sorry.
Oh, COPD. I thought CPD was actually
No,
a
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Okay. Okay, I don't know. Okay, see, they can eventually develop COPD, bronchitis, etc. Okay? We mentioned, what did you mention?
Diet.
Diet. Why you hating on food? What food got to do with anything?
It can cause a lot of things. Yeah.
You gonna have to be more specific, man.
So diabetes, high blood pressure, so things like that. Those terms.
Okay, you said food, but you're mentioning diseases.
Oh, okay. So what was the question? Sorry.
How does food affect lifestyle risk factors?
Oh, okay. The quality of life. It could affect what the person is able to do.
Okay, so what foods? Give me an example.
Foods that are high in sodium and fats and those things.
Okay. Rebecca?
I was just gonna.
You was trying to help a sister out. Okay. Very good. So, of course, the type of foods that you are eating. The type of food that you're eating in terms of lifestyle. We said smoking, what else? Did you say something? You didn't say something.
Substance abuse.
Huh?
Like substance abuse.
Substance abuse. Nurse Tim, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Alcoholism, drug abuse.
But what that gotta do with me being healthy
It's
in that family?
psychological.
Ooh.
Also risk factors of overdose.
Say it again.
Risk factors of overdose.
You are absolutely, you see that substance abuse, it doesn't just only affect the individual who's I was gonna say committing a crime, but you know what I mean. Okay, who's doing the act, but also they negatively impact other families. It could have the other family members. Like Tim was saying, it can impact them psychologically. And which were you saying again?
Oh, like exposure risk.
Exposure. So if I see as a child, mommy and daddy doing it, okay, then there's a high chance that I as a child may end up doing it too, okay? Yes.
It could also affect them financially too, because the addict is going to spend their money, which piggybacks off of the poverty that I said.
Yes, very good. That's a very good example. Psychosocial risk factors. What psych got to do with anything? I don't understand. Real quick. Psychological, psychosocial.
Self-esteem.
Okay, elaborate. What do you mean by self-esteem? And I'm gonna get you tiered now.
Yes.
Okay. See, it's not even week 16 yet. Okay.
Oh, a child won't have a secure home environment if they're dealing.
You're gonna have to say it again.
Children don't have a secure environment if they're dealing with a, turbulent home.
A turbulent home. Elaborate a little more. I'm the 4 and 2-year-old, so you're gonna have to speak to me like I'm 2.
There's like domestic issues, arguing.
Okay, say it. I gotta pull that out of you. Yes. Domestic issues. Okay, so what can the domestic issues contribute to psychologically?
Verbal and physical abuse.
What about it? What can it do?
It makes people feel insecure.
Huh?
What time does your class end?
12:30.
Can I meet you at 12:30? Are you gonna be downstairs?
Yeah, I'm gonna be somewhere. Yeah.
Don't go hide it. Don't go hide it. I'll find you.
Oh God. I don't know. That's a good thing.
Just
Hi. I'm gonna interrupt you because you're supposed to teach our class too, but this is supposed to be for you. So I give them to everybody.
Nurse survival kit.
You have to show them
So
what's
someone
inside.
can do it for next time.
Wait a minute. What? Wow.
Not that you would take any of that. I should have put like herbal teas and stuff in there for you, but it's okay.
Where's the teas?
There's not. I said I should have, but I didn't.
Advil. What semester are you in?
Third.
2 semesters later, they know the headache that they gave me in first semester. 2
Oh, we're gonna have
semesters
us again,
later.
so just wait.
This is not they give me
Oh,
Advil,
yes, just wait.
headaches. They gave me gum. What you trying to say? Gum,
It's to help you focus. It's true. Oh, I
electrolytes.
should have put earplugs in there. That was one thing I forgot.
Yes, I
What,
cannot
did you
hear
order
that
some
complaint. Pencil, a mechanical pencil. 2 semesters later, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
I appreciate you.
Bye, guys.
All right, so now I'm gonna be able to survive out this semester. All right. So domestic abuse, Nurse Tim, what you were saying can impact them psychologically. Very good. And what were you saying? You were saying something else besides that. Sorry. Me too. My bad. Rebecca.
Go with Serena first.
Oh, Serena. Yes, boss.
Maybe culturally,
Ooh, what do you mean culturally?
because you can learn things growing up from your parents or your grandparents about how to take care of yourself that can then change how you view different medicines. So if you're going to the doctor, they're like, oh, do so-and-so. And you're like, well, culturally, I would do this first before doing modern medicines.
You know, you're right, in a sense. You're right. So the way you live culturally, like for example, I'm of Haitian descent, all right? Haitians typically, we're not sick until we go see the doctor. And when we go see the doctor, or the people in the white coat, y'all made me sick, okay? I was perfectly fine until I saw you, okay? Or Haitians, they typically like to go in the backyard and get their herbs. They're not gonna pop a pill, okay? So culture, and it can impact negatively, when, just to elaborate what you're saying, because if I'm up here taking herbs, and then I'm also taking what the physician prescribed, and I'm not careful, that can have an impact, a negative impact on my health holistically, as an example. Okay, I'll take it. Somebody else had that, Rebecca.
I was just gonna piggyback off of Tim and say that domestic abuse or abuse in general could also initiate fear in a child, and so they always will grow up in life with like that fear of this like loss or fear of abandonment.
Yep. And it could cause them to remain isolated or introverted as an individual. Very good. Environment. What role does the environment play as it relates to health? How can that negatively impact health?
Air quality.
Ooh, good one, Tiernan. I'm getting there. Air quality. So air pollution. What else? What else? Rebecca's on the road. She's trying to get more. I can't give you all the money now, Rebecca.
Safety, like if those who grow up in neighborhoods that are deemed not safe, as safe as others, kids like our neighborhood we grew up in, we could not be outside after a specific time. Lights came on, we were inside. Or if certain individuals were outside, we could not go outside.
So in terms of violence, violence is one. Don't limit it only to violence. Safety also in, let's say, for example, if the playground, they have old equipment, rusty stuff, okay? The swings ain't, you know, that's all you hear, then there's a problem. That's very good, okay? There was another hand up. No?
I was just gonna say water quality because the same thing.
That is, well, air pollution, not the same thing, but but it's good because what city was that up north?
Flint.
Huh?
Flint.
Flint. Okay, that was the one with the, what they had again? Lead in the water or something like that. And it made a lot of people sick. That was a great example, as a matter of fact, okay? Now, developmental risk factors, for example, now this is why even though you have patients who are of an adult age, before you go speaking to them as an adult, you need to see where they are cognitively, what's their level of understanding. Because there could be a 20-something-year-old, a 30-something-year-old that has a mind of a 12-year-old. They could be developmentally delayed, okay? So, and if they're not, it could be some risk factors in terms of nutrition because they may not know to go and eat, for example. So poor nutrition can also cause bad health, etc., all right?